In this video, we're going to do a walkthrough of the handlebar controls on your Voodoo or Ghost. So starting off on the right-hand side here, we have your throttle. The throttle is used to make your bike run. It should be able to turn. It's a full twist throttle. It's about a quarter twist, and it should return each time. Next up, we have the keys. So your Voodoo or Ghost has the added security of being able to take the key on your way when you're not using the bike. When I put the key in and turn it on, it will turn on the daytime running lights of the bike, it'll turn on the tail lights, but it won't yet turn on the display. We're going to show you how to activate the display in a moment, but the keys will prepare the display for being able to turn on and turn the rest of the bike on and be ready to ride. On the right-hand side of the handlebar here is your front brake lever. This is more like a traditional motorcycle where the front brake would be on your right-hand side, and typically you would have the clutch on your left. So here we've kept the front brake on the right. Now, typical lever pull to actuate the brakes. There is a dial here to be able to turn it in or out, to move the handle closer to you by turning it away from you or turning it towards you to move the lever away, to put the brake lever in a more comfortable position for you. Now careful in turning it too close so that it doesn't run into the other handlebar controls when you bring it in. And then the viewing glass to be able to see how much hydraulic fluid is in there. And there's a minimum and maximum line on the front of the bike. So when the bike is at a level plane, you can look across and see how much brake fluid is left in the lever. In the middle here, this is your display. Just going to turn it on to show you what it is. This is an APT 750C display, but it has been designed specifically for the Lyric, Voodoo, and Ghost. So please, if you are ever replacing this display, don't just buy an off-the-shelf unit because it won't work for your bike. On the display, we have the time at the top. We have your remaining power, and you can view this in either the percentage left in the battery bars or the voltage of the battery. Now, knowing the voltage of this bike runs between 84 volts and it's dead at 61 volts. On the right here, you've got your miles or kilometers per hour. In the middle is your settings between 1 and 3 for your power settings. And on the right is your power and wattage that you're using. And then down below is either your trip or odometer for this. Using the display, you're going to be able to get into the features menu to be able to change things like between miles and kilometers per hour, be able to change the clock, and be able to change how you want to view your remaining percentage of battery life. Now, you may notice when you first unboxed your bike and you've got your bike out and potentially you're out in the sun that it looks like there's some scratches on your display. There's actually a protective coating on your display, and if you were to want to remove that, it peels off, and you'll notice that underneath the display doesn't have any scratches. So you can decide to keep this on there as a protective coating for the display, or you can peel it off and remove it if you want the more clear screen. On the left-hand side here, we're going to go through the controls that you've got. So starting with the display controls. This is the power button here. This turns the display on and off. If you've already got your display on, you can just use the keys when you're done riding to turn it off, or if you want to keep the lights on your bike, you can use the power to turn it off. We've kept those separate so that for any of the folks that want to enter a password to start their display as an added security feature, you can then do that by turning the key on, and then you can turn the display on and have that password come up to be able to enter that. We've got the plus and minus buttons here to change between the different assist levels that you have. Those assist levels are effective on both the throttle, on the throttle levels. And then the menu button, which in the regular screen sort of toggles between different selections, or when you double click the menu button, it goes into the menu and you'll be able to select things from there. Underneath the display buttons is the power level setting button. The power level is what allows us to switch between what would be a legal e-bike mode and the unlimited off-road mode of the bike. When the button is clicked on, the bike is going to be limited to 750 watts and is not going to travel faster than 20 miles per hour. When the button is switched off, the Voodoo can access its full potential and its unlimited power, and this is for off-road situations only, and you will be able to reach the full speeds of the bike. And then here we've got all of the different light switches. So the button below here is what will turn on the lights. So when you turn on your ignition, the daytime running lights will start and the tail lights will start. If you want to use the headlights, you have to first turn the headlight system on and then use either the high beam or the low beam setting. So this is the low beam and this would be the high beam. At the very bottom we have the horn, and just above that we have the turn signals. Now note that you do have to move it back towards the middle to cancel the turn signals. So I'll turn them on and back towards the middle to cancel them off.